it's Diana. Welcome back to my room. I hope you're all having a lovely day wherever you are. Today, I'm back with a segment that I haven't done on my channel in a while, and it's basically my rack essentials video. I'm experimenting a lot with colors and textures, and it's just been making me feel really happy and inspired. So I'm very excited to share this video with you guys. All the clothing items on my rack right now are thrifted. I've also just realized that I haven't done a rack essentials video with my new rack, but if you guys didn't know, I made it by hand, and I have an entire tutorial on it up on my channel, so I will link it somewhere on the screen so you guys can check it out. So the very first thing that I have just chilling on my rack is this little Paperboy Cap. I actually just recently thrifted this at Buffalo Exchange, and I've been so in love with it ever since. I have two other ones, one gray and one black, but I wasn't feeling as inspired to wear them just because they're a little bit too plain for me. I love pairing this cap with my Pepto pink sweater. I think the colors really complement each other very well, and it kind of just plays up any sort of soft pastel color in general. This one's actually originally from J. Crew, and I got it for $14, which is kind of pricey for a thrifted item, but at the end of the day, I think the amount of times that I wear this versus the price is actually worth it. The next thing that I wanted to show you guys is an extra piece because it's not thrifted, but it is chilling on my rack as well. I recently got it sent to me from a brand called Graphea. It's got this beautiful structure to it that I'm in love with, and I love the color as well. This was originally crossbody. It comes with a strap that you can just kind of latch on to the sides here, but if you want to, you could even wear it as backpacks. So I love how versatile it is. The only complaint that I have about this bag is that it doesn't really have as much space as one would think. Because of that, I would say that this bag is better for the more leisurely days when you don't need to carry that much. The next little item that I wanted to show you guys is another piece that was kindly sent to me from Olive Vintage, which is an online shop on Etsy. They have a very cute curated selection of different vintage items, and if you're specifically looking for designer vintage clothes, they have a really vast selection. With that being said, they're not the cheapest vintage store, but they are fairly priced for what they are, and all of the pieces seem to be very high quality. But anyway, I've been teasing this little piece on my Instagram for quite some time on my story, and a lot of you guys wanted to know where it's from. Here it is in all its glory. It's just this beautiful floral woven top that's linen, but it's actually more of like a thicker fabric, and it has lining on it. It has these cute little cap sleeves that are just very precious, but my favorite part of this top is the fact that it has these really cute chunky buttons that go all down the back. This right here is just the perfect piece to show as an example of why I love vintage so much. It's definitely something that I don't already have in my closet, but I could see just being a very nice staple to wear in the spring for a very casual date with a pair of jeans and a little straw bag or something, when you don't want to overdress too much, but still have something special on. Next little thrifted piece that I have on my rack is one I picked up at Buffalo Exchange, but it's originally from Urban Outfitters, and although it isn't vintage, it's very much vintage inspired with this little Victorian-esque kind of feel that it has to it. Oh yeah, and another thing that I really like is the fact that it has this eyelet hem all down the bottom and these ruffles on the shoulders. I just think it has all these tiny little details to it that I'm very much into, and I think it's just something that I could wear in so many different ways. The perfect layering top because of how soft it is. You don't really have to worry too much about bunching on the inside of the fabric. And the next little vintage piece that I have on my rack, you guys are definitely familiar with because I thrifted this last year and I wore it so much, but I actually had this in my closet for a long time and I completely forgot about it. And so recently I had like this major closet clean out, and I took a lot of stuff out, and I rediscovered this little piece again. It has this gorgeous little lace detailing with some laser cutouts all over it on the collar as well as the pockets. It's just a very delicate piece, and it just screams grandma shirt, but I'm living for that right now. I think it's just so beautiful and unique, and definitely something that I wouldn't be able to find at any retail shop at the moment, so I'm very much happy with it. You guys know I had to have the sweater on my rack. It's just my Pepto pink mock neck sweater. This color right here is just absolutely flattering and beautiful on any skin tone. I've been trying to stop myself actually from wearing it every day because it's made out of wool, and wool is really hard to clean. But I do have an easy fix for cleaning wool, which is basically taking a few drops of Woolite and putting it into like a tub, and then you leave it in cold water. Remember, cold water so it doesn't shrink, for 15 minutes soaking, and then you hand wash it a little bit and you're good to go. And then you obviously hang dry it. Don't put it in a dryer if you don't want a baby sweater. We have another little vintage sweater, but this one right here is a lot fuzzier, and it's a cardigan. It's got this very heathered fabric going on with some pinks, some purples, some yellows. It's got very soft and dreamy vibes I'm just loving, and I love the way it fits on me. It's just a perfectly flattering, feminine little sweater. I don't know if any of you guys out there have had the same feeling, but when I first picked this up, I just automatically knew that I would want to have it in my closet for just a very long time to come. It's originally from Vintage Twin too, so it could have been easily $70 there, and I got it for 14 bucks at Buffalo Exchange, so definitely worth it. I have another cardigan, and this one right here is the quintessential staple cable knit wool sweater. I, for some reason, cannot remember for the life of me if I showed this to you guys in my last thrift haul, but for all of you who have been to thrift stores and have tried all of the wool sweaters and have just given up because they're all too itchy and too heavy, this one is actually the perfect weight, and it's not that itchy. It has these pockets at the front so I could pop my phone into it and my keys, and these wooden buttons on it are just perfect. I would love to say that this is the last cable knit sweater that I have on my rack, but I would be lying to you guys because I do have another one right here. But this one's a little bit different though because it has pom-poms all over it, and the cables are like more arrow-like in shape, so that's how I justify it. But I would like to say that this one isn't itchy as well, which is great because it is really warm, so layering this is nearly impossible on like the more milder days. This is still something that's great to wear on a spring day, maybe over a dress or something if you do want to keep yourself a little bit warmer. Have you noticed that if you wear like oversized sweaters that go like right at your hip, it kind of just makes you look like you have more muffin top than you would normally have? Well, the solution to that is obviously a longer hem, and this one has it. Got a little empty hanger because I'm actually wearing one of the pieces that I have on my rack. I am obsessed with this piece. I've been looking for like the perfect little baby doll dress for the longest time. I'm gonna put this down before I whack my eye with it. When I saw this on the hanger, I just knew I had to grab it because it just screams me, honestly. It has this very interesting color on it, but I think my favorite part about this dress is this pleated skirt, which is kind of on the longer side of me. I'm trying to decide on whether or not I should hem it a little bit shorter. I actually might not because it has this very interesting hem detailing on the bottom. Immediately when I put this on, I just felt so happy in it, and so I'm very glad to have picked it up. We're moving into some outerwear. I do have 4 more pieces to share with you guys, and kind of like looking at my rack, I'm noticing that they're very boxy and like oversized. For my first jacket, I do have my precious pinkish reddish LL Bean jacket with this contrasting brown corduroy collar, and I just love this piece because it is so retro. It makes me feel like a cartoon character whenever I wear it, but I'm just all for it. And the second jacket that I have, I actually just recently thrifted 2 days ago. It's made out of this beautiful corduroy fabric, and if you guys watched my like first thrift haul of this year, I actually ended up getting a bunch of like corduroy shirts, and I've been wearing them so much and layering them up, but I really felt like I wanted something a little bit more structured. It's cropped, so it really flatters my high-waisted pieces differently than my oversized like longer kind of jackets. I can definitely see myself wearing this with like a more rugged vintage t-shirt or even like a striped earth tone sweater or something. I have this very retro windbreaker right here that's in this gorgeous pastel yellow. I've definitely had my eye out for a windbreaker with a very soft color to it because I feel like that just like goes well with my vibe recently. If you're looking for a windbreaker, highly recommend L Train Vintage because they have a really great variety of different windbreakers to choose from. She's just precious. I wear this a lot because it's just got that like quintessential like rain jacket vibe, and it kind of reminds me of like a rain jacket that Madeline would wear. I've been really liking to wear this with like stripes and like a nice like medium tone blue denim jean. We have reached the last and final piece on my rack, and if you're still here, wow, I appreciate you. If you're like me and you're so sick and tired of seeing all of like the same denim jackets, then I highly recommend hitting up your local vintage or thrift shop. This one I know for a fact I did show you guys, and I've actually worn this so much. Very preppy, very different because of like the acid wash texture that it has to it, and of course you guys know that I've been loving corduroy collars, so that's just a perfect combination for me. I also love these pockets. It just makes it so convenient when I need to like pop my cell phone somewhere. So that is it for everything that's on my rack. Thank you all so much for watching to the end. If you guys happen to feel inspired after watching this video or just enjoyed it, please give it a like for me so that I know to make more thrifted rack videos for you guys in the future. And it would also really make my day if you guys left me a comment down below letting me know your favorite thrifted piece that I showed in this video, or just how you guys are doing in general, because you guys know I love looking through the comments and talking to you guys. You could even catch up with with me on my Instagram, which is at Diana Chamomile, because I'm always on there chatting with y'all. I hope you guys have a beautiful, lovely rest of your days, wherever you may be, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!